What is going on, guys? And WrestleMania Night 2 has concluded. There were some ups, there were some downs, but most of the matches today were more up than down versus yesterday. And so, what's going to end up happening is I'm going to give you guys my Night 2 review. And when I give you guys my Night 2 review, I want to know what you guys think of my takes. And I also want to know, how did y'all enjoy Night 2? So, let's get this started. Now, first off, we have Bianca versus Rio versus Rio. Bianca versus Rio versus Io Sky for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. Honestly, this match, I knew it had stakes involved in it, but when I seen Bianca's undefeated at WrestleMania, Io Sky is undefeated in triple threat matches, and Rhea Ripley is undefeated in WrestleMania championship matches, I said, oh man, two of these records are finna end right now. Two of those records were going to end, and honestly, I didn't know which way it could have went. I mean, Rhea could have won, Bianca could have won, but when the match first started, within the first 5-10 minutes of the match, I honestly knew that Io was going to win for the simple fact they were treating her like an afterthought. This match seemed like more between Bianca and Rhea versus all three women, but Io was trying to get her hits in. She was trying to finish them off, but yet here comes Bianca, here comes Rhea, and here they go. They were going back and forth. And honestly, I like the outcome of this because that means Rhea and Bianca can battle each other without there needing to be a title. There's no need for them to have a title within this feud. So with that all being said, I like that Io Sky came out on top, and I'm an Io Sky fan, so it all worked out for me. Then we had Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre. I really hope Drew McIntyre is okay because that Future Shock DDT onto the steel steps was really crazy. And towards the end of the match, you could see Drew really holding his side. And I hope Drew is okay. I hope he's not injured severely because that was just crazy. You know, McIntyre going through the table with a razor's edge. That's always nice to see people go through tables. Priest going through two tables on the outside that were set up earlier in the match. I really like that they did not forget about those tables on the outside. And the finish, man. The finish was great. A Claymore through the top two ropes with his head near the chair. Ooh, I love that finish. That finish was great. And Drew McIntyre needed this win because he had been on a losing streak. And the fact that this rivalry started back last year, believe it or not, when Priest crashed in on McIntyre, it was more of a, it was more of a gaslight starter for this feud. But then screwing him over at the Rumble, screwing him over at the Elimination Chamber, it just boiled up. And if you look at it, Priest screwed him over 3 major times, taking his title, taking away his opportunity to get to a championship match, and then taking away his championship opportunities again. Hey, I would Claymore his head through the chair too, if it was me. But Drew McIntyre wins. Hopefully he's not injured, and it's just little scratches. I like it. And then, my favorite match of the night. Braun Breaker versus Penta versus Dom versus Finn. My boy, Dominic Mysterio, the realest luchador in the WWE right now, he won. Now, we had some crazy moments. Finn staring down at, I think, Penta or Braun, and then Dom staring him in his back about the 619 him, Carlito's yelling at him to not do it, and then he ends up trying it. And I don't think Finn was really thinking about Dominic. But Dominic, if you look at this match closely, he took a little bit of an Io Sky route. He wasn't seen most of the match. He was picking and choosing his opportunities. And Dom is like what I would like to call the ultimate opportunist. He was the ultimate opportunist, and he came in and he was gonna go for the kill. Finn Balor stops him. Finn Balor thought he was gonna take it, but the only thing Finn Balor took was a pin, so he can keep the nickname Pin Balor. I honestly love this. I really love Dom running away with the title, just to run back, fling it in between his legs with his tongue out, and leave. I really did like that. And then Randy Orton versus Joe Hendry. I did not. I did not. Everybody was thinking it was going to be Rusev. Everybody thought it was going to be Aleister Black. Everybody thought it was going to be Nick Aldis. Some people thought, oh, well, it could possibly be Rey Fenix. I honestly didn't know where Randy Orton's opponent would come from. I did not think it would be the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. When I heard say his name and his face popped up, I was really, really shocked because I was like, well, okay, I love this. You know, you get a great pop. Joe Hendry gets to be on a main event scene with the TNA World Heavyweight Championship, and that can get more viewership for TNA because they're probably like, what promotion is he from? Now, if you don't know who Joe Hendry is by now, you're probably living under a rock and you're not really a wrestling fan. But I think, honestly, this was good. Randy Orton got his match. And for the simple fact that Joe Hendry was at WrestleMania giving exposure to TNA with that partnership, I really appreciated that. From a TNA fan myself, you know, I'm a fan of Christopher Daniels, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Suicide. I know you guys don't know who Suicide is from TNA, but you guys got to look him up. But Randy Orton hits Joe Hendry with an RKO. Done deal. Over with. Randy gets his match. Randy wins at Mania. Can't go wrong there. Logan Paul versus AJ Styles. It was a good match. I will say that. I didn't think Logan Paul really needed to win here. I feel like AJ Styles needed to win because Logan is a lot younger than AJ Styles. And we're only going to get a year or two of AJ Styles. And if AJ Styles can't beat Logan Paul, what makes you think he's going to be able to beat guys like Karrion Kross? Which, I mean, he did beat him on Monday night. But let's just take Karrion Kross, for instance. How is he going to beat him but not Logan Paul? Logan Paul is not a better wrestler than Karrion Kross. Logan Paul's been getting more TV time and pushed better than Karrion Kross. But Karrion Kross is the better wrestler. Let's just be honest here. Or if AJ does try to go after John Cena or Jey Uso or even Dom, or Jacob Fatu. What if he wants to go for a title? How is he going to beat these top guys if he can't make it past Logan? And to make it worse, he sat there and lost to Logan at WrestleMania. It's crazy. But I get it. Push the younger talent. And Logan Paul wins. Now, when I seen Logan's friend pulling out brass knuckles, I was like, oh my God, not this shit again. Not this. Not this. But then Karrion Kross, he came out there, and I thought Kross was about to try to be like a friend to AJ. I thought he was going to help AJ win. But instead, he tries to talk AJ Styles into using brass knuckles and taking out Logan. He told him to do it. AJ Styles was like, nope, not going to do it. And that caused him to lose against Logan Paul. Can't say I agree with the decision here, but I will say personally that, A, Logan Paul's the younger talent, and they probably want to push Logan Paul a little more, given that, hey, AJ Styles said he's going to retire here soon, and a couple people that we all love and know are going to retire here soon, not just John Cena. we had Liv and Raquel versus Lyra, Becky Lynch for the tag team titles. This one hit me by surprise because in my thought, I knew Becky Lynch was going to win. Well, not win. I knew she was going to show up. I knew she was going to show up and be Lyra's partner as soon as I heard Bayley was injured. Now listen here. I thought Liv and Raquel would retain their tag team championships, and Dom, Raquel, and Liv, and maybe Carlito would still be Judgment Day-esque while kicking Finn Balor out of the group. Because all of them are champions besides Carlito. But Carlito is more there to eat the finisher. He's there to help you win. He's not there to become a champion. I don't see Carlito being a champion anytime soon. But I do know, right, that Dom is champion. And I thought they were going to have Dom and Liv champion along with Raquel to have more motive to kick Finn Balor out. But with Dom being the only champion now, that makes me wonder, is Dom going to Is Dom going to start calling all the shots? Is Dom going to be the one to overtake Finn Balor? Is he going to be the one to bring somebody into the group to kick Finn Balor out? Now, who is that he's going to bring in? Everybody thought it was Aleister Black. He's on SmackDown. Can't happen. It's not going to be Rusev because it doesn't work. I wonder who he's going to bring in to replace Finn Balor if they keep going with this Judgment Day thing. And something else I want to know, and I want to see happen here soon, is Dominic leaves Liv now that he's champion and he goes on a singles run. I don't want Dom to just kick Finn Balor out the group. I want him to disband from everybody. I want Dom to be on this generational singles run. But they can't do everything at once, so I understand. But Liv and Raquel losing their titles to Lyra and Becky was not expected. It was not on my bingo card, honestly. I thought this was just going to be a moment for Becky Lynch and Lyra to team up because they're from the same place. I thought this was just a wholesome moment to have at WrestleMania, but then I seen how the match was going, and the last 2 minutes I said, yeah, Becky and Lyra are winning. Congratulations to them. But you got to defend it on Tuesday, and hopefully they drop the titles to NXT because their women's division for the tag team titles is very, very good. But if you keep the belts on Becky and Lyra, I think they could elevate this. If you have Lyra and Becky Lynch defending on NXT, I think that would work. But get the Intercontinental Championship off Lyra. If Lyra's going to be tag team champion, get the Intercontinental Championship off her. Have her lose it to the likes of Ivy Nile. Things of that nature. So, I like the decision. It threw me for a loop, but I like it. And then here we go. John Cena, Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes trying to defend the brand. John Cena trying to get title number 17. Can I be honest with y'all? The match started off slow. It picked up. Crowd was more and more involved as the match went on. I will tell y'all from a person sitting at home, I like John Cena getting his 17th title. But I will tell you from a personal perspective, nobody wanted to see Travis Scott. If I could have seen The Rock in Solo try to take out Cody, and then we get a Sami Zayn and Jey Uso coming out type thing to save Cody, I would have taken that. I really would have. I really would have. I would have taken that. I would have taken anybody else coming out to help John Cena. besides Travis Scott. If they would have did something with Seth and Heyman, I would have liked that. Either way, anybody but Travis Scott. But I am happy that John Cena ended up winning. And John Cena, he's really playing into this heel turn. You know, when I seen him do the shoulder tackles, I was like, okay. And then he's taking his time with it. He's telling you guys, like, you guys aren't getting the same old John Cena. And that's what I really like. Speaking of John Cena, U.S. title belt, the spinner belt, one of the classics. But yeah, I really do like that John Cena ended up winning his title, his 17th, to be honest with you. And I really hope to see who he defends it against at Backlash. I don't think it's going to be Cody. I think Cody's probably off on vacation after this, which he clearly deserved it after carrying this feud with no John Cena there for the majority of it and for carrying the title for over a year. I think he deserves it very much well. But 9 times out of 10, I think it should be Randy. I don't know how you do this in 2-3 weeks. WWE, make it happen. Don't give Randy Orton Ray Phoenix again. Don't give Randy Orton somebody just to have him show up in St. Louis. Give him the world title match. I want to see Randy Orton, John Cena at Backlash. And I want to see a match where they've wrestled each other so many times that they got to bust some new things out. I'm not saying I want to see Randy Orton do a suicide dive or John Cena hit a 450. I just want to see a match between them two. Since they've wrestled each other for so long, the chemistry would be there, and they would need to bust out new moves because they've pretty much wrestled each other forever. So, that is my WrestleMania Night 2 predictions. Not even predictions, my review. And I will see you guys in the next video. Please subscribe if you guys are seeing this. And I will see you guys in the next one. And stay tuned for Monday Night Raw tomorrow. I will see you guys. Deuces.